Hello, boys and girls. Today we're gonna be reviewing the Super Mario Brothers movie. I just got back from watching it in the theaters. Um, I was a dumbass and forgot my GoPro, so we're gonna do it the fancy way with my fancy mic and just um, do the reaction and review right here. Because since I left my GoPro, I couldn't make a review right away. So I typed out some notes, and I'm gonna follow this. I didn't put this in order in any way, so I'm gonna try and um, avoid spoilers as much as possible, and probably make a spoiler section. So I will give you a warning before I get into spoilers. But yeah. Overall, the movie was great. It was really fun. It was a really fun movie. It was very entertaining. My friends didn't seem to enjoy it as much. Actually, the friend that was sitting beside me said he fell asleep for the second half of the movie, which I don't know how, because the movie was very well paced and kept you entertained the whole time. Like it, I would say that it didn't breathe enough most of the time. Like it was very fast, very, but you gotta be for children's animated movie. You gotta keep the kids entertained. So yeah, I don't know how he fell asleep, but that's one of my nitpicks for the movie. Um, the other one, there's two nitpicks that it was kind of fast paced and doesn't leave room to breathe a bit. And some of the scenes, um, and then my other nitpick is Luigi wasn't in this film as much as I was hoping he would be. But I will get into that a little later on. Okay, so well, let's start out with the accents. Um, Chris put Chris Pratt was asked during one of the interviews about how they went around um, and trained for the accents and how the Italian accent kind of was lost in the film. And he just said to go watch the film yourself and you'll understand. And they actually make fun of it and poke at it in the movie. Like they explain how uh, the accent, like why the accent isn't there. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna give you the same advice. Just go watch the film. It didn't really bother me. It, like as soon as he started talking, um, yeah, really none of the voice voices bothered me. Like I thought that Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong would bother me, but not even him as Donkey Kong bothered me that much. Um, I thought I thought they did the best they could, um, and that's all that matters. So yeah, with the accents, I didn't bother me, didn't really care. Um, and if you think differently, tell me what you think about the accents in the comments. Yeah, That's all I've got to say about that. Because it didn't really bother me that much. Um, let's see. Um, I'm trying to avoid spoilers. So, also, Chris Pratt was asked to describe the movie on Jimmy Fallon, and he couldn't. So, for the very few that don't know what the Mario games are, I'm going to try and give you a small description of what this movie's about. Um, the movie is about two brothers that are plumbers, and they're a small business starting out, and they're trying to get more clients. And the city starts flooding, and they think this is their chance to save the city. So they go into the sewers and they get sucked into a pipe, and Mario ends up in Mushroom Kingdom, and Luigi ends up in um, like a darker version. Like, I think I don't know exactly where he lands. I think he just lands onto um, Bowser's Island, but like from the trailers, I thought they were going the Haunted Mansion route, and that didn't happen. Um, so either way, uh, that's where both those end up, and Mario then he's then looking for Luigi because they got split up, and he finds out about this big bad who is a talking turtle, and all the mushrooms talk and everything in this land, and then he has to go defeat Bowser and able to save his brother and the rest of the kingdom. That's about it. That's that's the whole movie. That's the description of the movie. Tell me how I did about that. Tell me how I did with that description down below in the comments, because I didn't think it was that hard, but Chris Pratt seemed to have a hard time explaining what the Mario Brothers story was. Um, I think he was just trying to avoid saying too much and accidentally putting out a spoiler or something. But yeah. Anyway, it was great. All the characters were great. All the references were great, which there was a lot of references. I will get into that in the spoiler section. Um, but all the team ups were great. Like uh, like Donkey Kong and Mario, uh, or Peach training Mario, um, Jack Black playing Bowser. I'll get into that here in a moment, but that was great. Yeah, all these team ups, Toad, uh, yeah, it was all great, and the visuals were out of this world. Like, um, they actually did look like the Mario games. They stuck with that sort of style. Yeah, they the visuals were great. Um, just as just as beautiful and astonishing as the Super Mario Galaxy games, which I have always loved those type of games. Well, I love every Mario game. One of my favorite games is Super Mario Strikers on the GameCube, on the GameCube. But yeah, Super Mario Galaxy. I've always thought I only played a little bit of it. I own it. I've never actually completed it, but I've always thought like the islands and just the gameplay of it was very visually um, beautiful and astonishing. But yeah, and then let's see. Oh, all the songs, like they added most of the original Mario theme songs for like all the games. They even added the DK rap from the Nintendo 64 game, which was fucking great. Seth Rogen coming out as Donkey Kong to that rap was was hilarious. And then there was also other songs like the one I caught was We Need a Hero, and then the other one was Mr. Blue Sky, which I don't know if that was a possible reference to like James Gunn and the Guardians of the Galaxy, because Chris Pratt was in that movie and he's in this movie, and Blue Man or Mr. Blue Sky was featured in both, so that could be a possible reference, but I doubt it because it's just a song. Um, yeah, let's see. Oh, and then there was you never actually saw Yoshi himself, but you saw a bunch of other Yoshis running around in the background, which I think was a missed opportunity to bring Yoshi into this film. But um, yeah, they're trying to set it up for a whole whole franchise of films, and I understand that, and I love that idea. I really do. I hope they actually make a Luigi's Mansion spin-off, because that's one of my favorite games is Luigi's Mansion for the GameCube, because that's what I grew up playing. I actually bought the Nintendo Switch when Luigi's Mansion 3 came out just to play Luigi's Mansion 3, and then when I completed that game, I sold my Switch. Like I just bought it for that game, and that was it. I just wanted to play Luigi's Mansion 3, and then I sold the Switch. Um, like that is one of my favorite series of games is Luigi's Mansion. So I do hope that they continue on with making Super Mario movies and make a spin-off for Luigi's Mansion. But it was still um, kind of a disappointment that Yoshi and that Professor Egad wasn't in this film. Like they could have put him in the background somewhere, um, but they didn't. Like I really thought that we would see Professor Egad in like that scary castle that Luigi first landed at. I thought we were gonna get a possible cameo from Professor, but we didn't. That was a missed opportunity, but it's whatever. Um, and then let's see what else. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna end off with saying one more thing before I get into spoiler section. Um, Luigi. He was not in this film very much, and that was a big missed opportunity. That is one nitpick I have in this film. And I may have to go into a little bit of spoiler territory to actually tell you why I thought that Luigi not being a part of the whole movie was kind of a bummer. But I'm gonna do my best until yeah, and then I'll explain more in the spoiler section. How about that? So Luigi wasn't in this film very often. He was at the very beginning when they were still in Brooklyn, which is where they were. Right? Yeah, I believe so. He was at the beginning of the film, but then after Mario and Luigi got sucked into the tunnel, and they got split. Mario went off into Mushroom Kingdom, and Luigi went off into that Dark Castle. And like that was basically the last time you saw Luigi. Like it would flash back to Luigi every so often. Um, but like like throughout the entirety of the film, he he wasn't in there very much until the very end. But then that also was kind of a bummer because the way they brought him in to the end, like it, yeah, I don't know. It just, he wasn't in the film as much as I thought. Like it is the Mario brothers, and I understand that he's kind of pushed in the background in the games as well. But it, I mean, give Luigi a break, man. Give him some more screen time. Give Charlie Day some more lines to say, dude. Like, give them the spin-off of Luigi's Mansion. But yeah, uh, I think that's about all I can say without getting into spoilers. So, if you have not seen this yet, I'm gonna do spoilers now. And three, two, one. Okay. The main issue I had, now that people who haven't watched this are gone, the main issue I had with Luigi was when he, like, the whole plot of the film is Mario meeting Mario, not knowing where his brother is, meeting Princess Peach. Princess Peach then training Mario to go and defeat Bowser to save Luigi. Like that's the whole premise, right? So, leaving Luigi out of this film, like, yeah, he was in the beginning, and then it would cut back to him every so often in the film. But then at the end, when they bring him back, they go back to Brooklyn, and that final battle scene, Mario, Mario puts his hand out and grabs Luigi, and they both run to the star. Luigi hasn't had any training at all. At all. So, how can he move just as great or just as good as Mario? Like, he has no training at all. But somehow he can keep up with Mario, and they both take Bowser down together. Which I understand, the whole thing is Mario and Luigi work together. But they haven't throughout this whole film. And Mario took down Donkey Kong by himself. He could have easily taken down Bowser by himself. There was no need for Luigi to jump in and help there. But my main issue is, how did he move just as fast and was able to do just as much and just as cool as things as Mario to take down Bowser when he has had no training throughout the entire film. That was my one nitpick of this film. That was my one nitpick. But um, yeah, I still I still love it. I still love the cast and crew. Um, like Jack Black as Bowser with all his songs that he sings, which Jack Black just fits the role of Bowser so much. All my friends were hating on all the Bowser scenes. Like every time it would cut back to Bowser and he would be singing about Peach and like being in love with Peach. Um, I loved that whole concept and storyline of Bowser. Like Jack Black really brought himself into the role, um, and I loved that. But my friends disliked it. So let me know how you guys feel about Jack Black as Bowser, because I'm I'm honestly wondering how everyone felt about that. Because I loved that they had Jack Black as Bowser and that he got to sing in this film as Bowser. It was great. He also got to play the the great Bowser theme, like castle theme, on the piano. the whole that whole thing was great. Um, but somehow my friends just didn't like it. Um, but yeah, I think the only thing I haven't talked about. Oh, my friend at one point. I was keeping this for the spoiler section because I have to explain what actually happens. There's one scene where after the Mario Kart thing goes, and all the Kong army gets taken by Bowser. Toad and Peach run back to the Mushroom Kingdom, and as they get there, Mushroom as they get there, Peach starts riding in, and she's basically like, "The Coopers are coming! The Coopers are coming!" And my friend leaned over to me and he was like, "Look, it's Paul Revere Peach. The Coopers are coming! The Coopers are coming!" I just thought that was funny. Uh, damn. Okay, and then the last thing I'm going to talk about is the references. There's three that I noticed, or four that I noticed. The first one being when at the beginning um, when Mario has an argument with his family and goes back into his room, and he, uh, yeah, when he goes back into his room and like starts patting, um, he's sitting there playing an SNES. I don't know what game he was playing. I didn't really catch that, but he was sitting there playing an SNES, and then when I don't remember exactly when, but sometime at the beginning, Luigi's phone. Oh, I know when it was. Luigi says that their mom called them talking when they were talking to the bully, and as soon as that scene ends, his phone goes off, and the ringtone is the GameCube like tone theme song. I I thought that was pretty funny, and then the third reference I caught was um oh in the Mushroom Kingdom, as soon as Mario gets there and Toad is like giving him a tour of Mushroom Kingdom, basically. They walk past a like an antique store, and it's very quiet. You can barely hear it, but one of the mushrooms, or yeah, one of the toads, says or is asking the like shopkeeper, "Does this work, or is it broken?" And the shopkeeper just replies, "Blow on it," like like an old SNES NES like game. You just blow in it, make it work. I thought that was a pretty funny reference. But oh, and then I don't remember when this was, but I did see a what it, what looked like a Pikmin. Which, if you don't know what Pikmin are, that was um, they're like little plants that follow you follow you around. Like there's a there's an app called there's an app where you can collect Pikmin, but Pikmin came from another Nintendo game. Um, anyway, there was something in this film that looked like a Pikmin. Um, I don't remember where it was. I'm sure someone will do a breakdown of this film and can pinpoint where it was, but I just watched it the once and I noticed it. So anyway, um, I appreciate you guys for the ones of you that have stuck around this long, and I'm going to call it a night. It's been a great day, and I fucking love this movie. I rate it a 9 out of 10, and I hope that they do end up making a Luigi's Mansion. Um, I'm probably gonna go watch this film again next weekend. So, all right, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.